This is a B&K 1077 television analyst. If you follow my videos, you've seen me use one of these before. This is the ultimate piece of test equipment for vintage tube televisions. It allows you to substitute most of the signals, horizontal, vertical, IF, color, everything. And the way this works is it's basically like a little small primitive television station in a way. It uses an ultraviolet CRT, and it uses this slide. And what happens is it projects the image from this slide onto a flying spot scanner tube, and then it broadcasts this flying spot scanner image. It broadcasts this image, whatever's on this slide, it broadcasts out of the RF and IF output. It does your horizontal plate drive, it does your solid state, does your vertical grid drive, horizontal grid drive. So it'll basically substitute, this section right here will basically substitute your sweep circuits so that you can, try and isolate where the problem is. Then we have a bias here. This is our RF output, color bars, audio. It's a lot like the 91, the more modern 91 I use, but this is for vintage tube stuff. I got this at an estate sale for I think 20 bucks. It does not work. We're going to fix it. You see, it'll do IF output, UHF, and then your channels. I'm kind of jumping around here, and I don't think it had any high voltage. In this folder, I have a ton of information, schematics, different slides for the thing, all the waveforms, a description of how it works. I'll go over some of that later in the video, but let's jump right into it. Like I said, no high voltage. I think it just squeals. So it's got two horizontal output tubes. It's got the 33GY7, which drives this tube, and then this one here is for the plate drive. So this one is really not used. So we just want to make this thing work if we can. I have a feeling the yoke or the flyback is bad. Hopefully it's a capacitor, but I'm not too not betting on that. It looks like it was sitting in water. So let's see if we can make it work. This is all we get. If you can hear this, I'm going to turn it on. We don't get any, at least I don't think I see anything there. It's a purplish ultraviolet CRT. It has a standby / power switch here, so standby keeps the filaments on. So let's see if there's any high voltage getting to the top of the rectifier. It's not real hot, about 4 millimeters. Okay. See if we got anything coming to here. Nothing. So we either don't have enough high voltage to heat the filament in the rectifier, because the filament is heated by this winding. So if there's not enough overall high voltage here, if the pulse is not big enough, this tube is not going to heat up and light up to where it starts conducting. So just because we got a little arc here, that's why I usually say on these little black and white jobbies, you really want like at least a centimeter or ½ an inch, something like that. 1BC2, there's another weird tube I don't have. But you know what? I have a whole nother working unit, so let's just swap some parts. Okay, here we go. Same thing. Oh. We're getting a little something there now. Okay, let's try a new 33GY7. Nope. Okay, we'll try a new 8FQ7. And this is the circuit right here. So this is the high voltage rectifier, the damper, the horizontal output. And this must be the multi-vibrator circuit for the drive of this. Maybe we want to check some of these capacitors, like that 0.1, that 10 microfarad. And then what's interesting is these ICs here. I wonder what they're doing. They must be creating a sweep or a sync pulse back here and then triggering. I'd have to read the theory of operation, how this works, but since it is like a TV station, they have to generate basically everything. Okay, it's not the 8FQ7. I'm a little fascinated with the fact that this one has an ion trap magnet on it and this one does not. I believe this is that capacitor right here, 0.1 at 1,000 volts. And it also looks like maybe the electrolytic is starting to leak. I don't know. I guess we could check this. And that's exactly how it works. It uses the 189 kilohertz color bar and divides it into the horizontal frequency. So that's what those two ICs are for. I can't even find those ICs in this unit though. Maybe this is the model I have with no ICs. It just comes straight off the color oscillator. So we should look at this signal right here and see what frequency that is. 220 volts on the grid of the 33GY7. The frequency is just all over the place. Well, I cut that out of there and the frequency goes to 200 kilohertz. Okay, I put in a new capacitor, same thing. Alright, let's try a new 6GH8, which is right here. Those are the two crystals. Same thing. When I yank this out, I do hear a difference. Here, listen. So it's doing something. Well, when I disconnect the yoke, sound changes. Okay, this says 14 rings on the yoke. And disconnected, it's not showing any current draw, like it's purely inductive. Well, it had stopped squealing and the high voltage completely went away, and I noticed that orange capacitor there was getting hot, so I pulled it out and it's back to squealing now, and we're getting our arc off the cap, but still no image. So let me change that. Okay, so this is it. This is the whole problem, and I never would have thought I'd ever find a capacitor that said super cap on it that was bad. I'm really disappointed. Boy, is that thing hot. So here we go. Listen. See that? And the CRT lights up. So what I'm going to do for now is I'm just going to tack this one on the bottom, and because this is all I have at 450 volts. The one that came out of here was a 475, which is not common, but what I'd like to do is I'd like to do a full recap on this unit, which includes this, the electrolytics, this one here, and then if we turn it over, all of these right here, and there's some more 475s. So I'd like to change all of these. I think there's another little blue one hidden down there. This one, I'd like to do a full recap on it. Look at this, there's two caps kind of in series. But now that I know it works, now that I know the yoke is good, the flyback's good, all our key components are good, I can order the caps the next time I place an order with Mauser, DigiKey, or if I'm at my local guy. I don't think he has 475, and I'm sure 450 would work just fine. And this is the capacitor that was shorted right there. I was suspecting this one, but it turned out it was this electrolytic. And I don't even know if that'll show up, the purplish glow. Oh, what I'll do is I'll turn it off. Turn it on so you can see the purple glow. I don't know, that seems kind of dim. I think this might be a bit weak too. So with this, the original rectifier that was in there, we're getting about 8.79 kilovolts. We'll put the one from the other analyst in. Okay, it's about the same with the one from the other analyst. Looks like it's got vertical linearity problems. This one looks like it's got vertical problems too. The thing is not even extending down to the bottom. I know you can't see it out here. Okay, so this paperwork is kind of interesting. And like I say, I guess there's different models of this. One uses the flip-flop frequency divider and mine does not, but this is all the manuals and everything, and this is kind of interesting. I guess I don't even know, when I bought one of these, this must have come with it. Apparently someone was looking to buy one of these in the mid or late 80s. I think most of this dated 1988. So they put a wanted ad in QST magazine, and these are all letters of people writing the person looking for one, saying that they have one for sale. And this is all the correspondence. Like, keep in mind what life was like before the internet, that this is the way people operated, and it's hard to imagine how the country actually functioned like this. Dear Marvin, I have the B&K 1077B. It's packed away in an old box now. I really never took the time to use it like I should have. But if you have any questions about it, I'd be glad to try and dig it out, manuals, and answer them for you. Reading QST, I saw your notice, but didn't just know what you were trying to find out about it. Anyways, so yeah. So all of these are letters that this guy wanted one of these. And it's just a trip. It's a trip the way that people used to operate. This is all correspondence. Hey, I got one. You want to buy it? Look at 1988. I have for sale, working, just taken out of service. 1077, $200 plus $10 shipping. Can you imagine? Today the thing would be $10 and $200 shipping. The numbers would be flip-flop. The same thing with the 415, $10 and $175 shipping. Here are all the waveforms, chart of all the, and these are the slides. Gath TV and Appliance Repair. Huntsville, Alabama. I wonder if that's still in business. Someone will look it up. So here are the slides. And of course, you know, who even cares now? I have a VG91 generator which does it, you know, probably digitally, and it's 100% accurate compared to this. There's your convergence grid. And here's your main B&K analyst test grid right there. And then of course there's nothing to stop you from, you know, printing your own transparent whatever you wanted to, you know, happy birthday Kookmoonerbloever or whatever you wanted to. More schematics. And here's all the manuals and more slides. Wow. Tons of slides. Look at this one. Someone really loved this thing. So there you go. I have a massive file, everything you could ever want to know about the B&K 1077 radio analyst. Once a very sought after prized possession, now old junk that I'm probably the only one in the world that ever uses once a year. Here it is working. There's the color bars. Pretty mediocre. Turn the color bars off. It didn't turn off. Here's the I mean, I guess it's working okay. Not for not being recapped, I guess it's working okay. So there it is. And you can, that's not just what it does. Mostly I use it for horizontal and vertical substitution. So you can overlay the color bars with the yeah, I mean, I guess I need to adjust the horizontal width. I don't believe this TV is off that far. I need to adjust the vertical and horizontal, but I'd rather do it on like a really, you know, do the setup on a really good TV. Maybe even use just the video output and do the setup on a new flat screen. That way you get it absolutely perfect. Anyway, there's the quick diagnosis of the B&K 1077 television analyst. You're looking at it on a 25 BC50 14 tube Zenith hybrid set. It's a Zenith hybrid with the little color demodulation IC.
Good afternoon, this is Tina. Who do I have the pleasure of speaking with?
This is a 1968 Magnavox color console, like a Japanese style cabinet, Asian style cabinet. And I actually found this a new home. The cat wants to get in the shot here. The mouse catcher. Yeah, I found this a new home. I'm going to be doing that with a bunch of console sets and stuff. Try and make room for all these new tabletops I got. Anyway, this is a real beauty. The person who's adopting this really got something special. This thing is in really good condition. And I guess it's a specific preference if you like this type of cabinet. 1968. Really, really, really high-end set. I never did any kind of repair video on it because it always worked perfect. This is just a little documentation video on it. It's hard to get rid of these consoles. It's hard to find homes for these sets. Especially a Magnavox. If this was an RCA Roundy, it would be a little bit easier, but you can see it had the 6x9s on each side. Has a great picture. Probably fairly low hour. Let's see. I gotta get the converter box hooked up to it. But it works. I'm sure this will end up becoming a cat house or a dog bar or a wet bar or a bird cage or a humidor or something at some point in its life. That the repurposing thing is extremely popular out here on the West Coast, and I could sell just about any TV I wanted in a matter of days if I wanted it to go to a repurposer, and I'm sure that's eventually what will happen with this, but hopefully not until someone enjoys it as a TV. I hope the buyer can actually maintain a tube TV. Maintaining a tube TV is like maintaining a child with Down syndrome. You know, it needs constant attention. You can't leave the room. Don't ever leave the room with a tube TV on and come back and expect there not to be a fire. You know, it needs constant adjustment and alignment. It needs tubes. It needs parts. It needs just constant attention, and that's just the way these old sets are. That's why I don't recommend them for someone who can't maintain one. It doesn't have the background. Medullary thyroid crystals.
With spectacular experiences in Disneyland and Disney California Adventure Parks.
So that early retirement we planned, it's going okay?
Great. Now spending more time there.
introducing them to crab.
Crab?
They love it.
So you mentioned that money we set aside.
Yeah, the kids and I want to build our own crab shack.
Still kind of bright out here.
You're finally building an outdoor kitchen.
Yep, with room for the whole gang.
See how investing with a JP Morgan advisor can help you. Visit your local Chase branch.
Hey, Ben, throwing away your smart devices?
Yeah, no matter how many of them I buy, they're always broken.
Sounds like dead zones. Like with your Wi-Fi. Probably fine, they just can't connect to your internet.
Honey, Mike says it's the Wi-Fi. The smart fridge is fine.
Oh, thanks, Mike.
Your home is only as smart as your internet. Get fast, seamless wall-to-wall coverage and reduce dead zones with AT&T Internet with smart Wi-Fi technology for $40 a month. More for your thing. That's our thing. Call 1-877, only AT&T.
With Baby, every moment is a first. And Carter's has amazing values to match at our biggest baby sale. Like Sleep and Play, $8. 5-pack bodysuits, just $12. Even Halloween costumes are a scary good deal.
Sleep and play.
19.
Team strategy sessions are presented by Consumer Cellular, the all-stars in wireless.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks to wireless, why pay for more than you need? For as low as $20 a month, you can get talk, text, and data from Consumer Cellular with no contract and award-winning customer service. Switch today and get our 30-day risk-free guarantee. Go online or find us at Target.
I don't think anybody changes.